Hello, everyone. This is Debbie McGrath, CEO of HR.com, and we're starting the new year with our Innovators series, and we have a great guest here today to talk about new products in the human capital space. And this is somebody who I've known for a long, long time, and hopefully many of you recognize him as well, because he's been in the space for a long, long time, right, John?
Yeah.
How long have we known each other?
Probably about 20 years, I would say.
Yeah, I've been here 23 years, but John, introduce yourself and at a high level about what you're doing and how you've come to know HR.com and our relationship. And then I'm going to get into some more questions about this new exciting adventure that you've started.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Your inaugural live stream as well. So I'm very honored, very honored.
So John, I first met you. You were as a practitioner in HR, I believe at Ceridian, right? But
yes.
So
yeah. Joined Ceridian in the early 2000s as a chief people officer. And it was the most wonderful experience. You know, Ceridian was essentially a payroll-oriented company at that time. And to be an HR person in that environment and have an impact in essentially diversifying its products and services into HR, that was just an amazing experience. And working with such wonderful leaders, you know, with Dave McKay and Jim Burns, and just an amazing HR team. So very, very exciting. And of course, that's when we started the collaboration with HR.com, which again, was so exciting.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. But I also remember you held profit and P&L responsibility for the RPO side of the business. So not only were you an HR professional with a large staff, but you actually were building product and helping execute on that product within the Ceridian domain. And, you know, I have to think that's probably what got you interested in starting your own gigs, right?
Exactly. I mean, I was, as chief people officer, like, it was so exciting to have the responsibility to we were actually the first RPO business in Canada, right? And we took that from no headcount to about 100 in virtually no time at all. In addition to that, I also had responsibilities, P&L responsibilities for LifeWorks. And I really enjoy some business development as well. So a very, very large portfolio. And that's what's kept me involved with, with business. But I have to tell you, my love has always been HR people, and more specifically, human engagement. That's really what really gets my juices going. Love that.
An HR professional, deep expertise in payroll from Ceridian. I forgot about the LifeWorks, but LifeWorks was really one of the first, I would say, mobile experiences that focused on employee engagement in health and wellness of employees.
Yes.
Ceridian acquired part of it and then they sold it, right? And now it's part of TELUS, I think.
Yeah, it was sold to Morneau Shepell, and then Morneau basically, sold it to TELUS. So TELUS has it. But I've been smart. I got Shami Sheikh, who was one of the senior executives of LifeWorks. So Shami he's actually co-founder of RevUp, and he's very, very ill right now with a flu and completely lost his voice. But what an amazing superstar to have on our team. So just an amazing individual. So very fortunate to have him as my co-founder.
I can second that. I've known Shami not as long as I've known him. He is an absolutely awesome person. So congrats.
Exactly. Thank you.
So tell me about the journey of why you started RevUp.
Well, started RevUp because largely, I know kind of like what HR people go through, and you likely have many HR people on your call right now. So I'm feeling really, really good about that. It's kind of like, taking me back to my HR days, but HR people deal with a lot on a day-to-day basis, and they never know, like what gets thrown at you. Like any given day is different than the last day, right? So there's so many challenges that happen. You're involved with compensation, you're involved with employee relations, you're involved with leadership and management issues. And sometimes I feel that employee engagement, the HR people just don't have the time for it. And let's face it, employee engagement is not easy, it's difficult. Ever since Gallup started measuring employee engagement back in the early 2000s, it was around 35%. So 35% of all people.
of the workforce are engaged.
That's Yeah, that's what Gallup was finding in the early 2000s. And in all those years, and I'm talking here in terms of generalities, but employee engagement hasn't really gone up all that much. It's still around, 32%, right? So I'm thinking, like, so something's got to be done. Something's not really, working. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to do something unique, something special that that could really help HR people to, give them the tool to essentially have a better go at improving, elevating, energizing their people and improving their employee engagement. So that's kind of like what set us off on this course.
And John, when you first called me about this, I was like, oh, not another engagement tool, right? Not another,
Yeah.
not another recognition, kudos, because there's just so many people like,
Right.
like people, you walk down the aisles at a big conference show and a benefit supplier who's selling pet insurance will tell you that if you give your employees pet insurance, they're going to be more engaged, or there's just so many different angles to tackle this engagement. So I was kind of skeptical until I saw the product and thought, okay, there's beauty in simplification. There's beauty in ease of use. And if it can bring a sense of belonging or community to people, there's something there. Okay, so we're going to get more into it and we're going to do a demo, because part of this Innovators series is John's looking, it's a new startup company. He's looking for advice, help, guidance on what this product market fit could be. Could it be integrated to other products that are out there? Are there channel people that could sell it? Are there ideas for suggestions that could make it more valuable? Product roadmap enhancements. So he's looking for all that type of feedback. And, at the end, you're more than welcome to reach out throughout the series of this session. We can answer questions, but you're also more than welcome to reach out after and say how you can help John grow his business. Okay. So that's the purpose of the Innovator series, is to give him some ideas and feedback on the product and just get it out in market. So let's talk about what's the minimum viable product that you have available. Where does it sit in its life cycle? Is it generally available? Like, give me the high level elevator pitch on what it does.
Yeah, perfect. So thank you so much for that. So RevUp is really what I would say a SaaS-based human experience platform, right? So, imagine having like an employee engagement application that incorporates really the ease and intuition of social tools, like, things like Instagram. We made it very, very easy for people to basically jump on and get things going. And so we also have, live, very live expert, inspirational, what we call employee experience coaches that really create, content that we can then deliver right into the application, into the user's application. Mm-hmm. So the application, I wouldn't call it a minimal viable product. This is like a full-fledged, complete application capable of doing what we set out to do, which is really, energize your workforce, have a happier, more productive, more engaged workforce. So it's really all there. And we are a business to business. We created this product for businesses that are, that have, between 100 to, let's say, 5,000 employees. And while it is business to business, it really has the simplicity of like a business to consumer, as a consumer application. Mm-hmm. So what's really neat about the RevUp application is that users can download it from the App Store or the Google Store. It's available now. And it takes them about 90 seconds to basically, get enrolled. So very, very, quick startup. So we can have, a company of 300, 5,000 people really onboarded within 1 week, right? So we have all kinds of onboarding, kits that have been developed for HR. So it really minimizes their kind of like, workload in terms of having to do anything. We do all the work and get it going, and it's really, really amazing.
Okay, so but let's just be clear. This is the product's widely available, but
yes,
you're just new to the market, right? It's not like you've got a 1,000 clients on it. You've got a handful of select clients who've helped you prototype it, get up and going. You're still building out other roadmap features, right? You're never going to stop development. You're a SaaS player.
No, of course, we're never going to stop development, that's for sure. But we do have nearly 1,000 users onto the platform right now with multiple clients who are really, really delighted. I mean, we have one VP of HR that just invited me to their leadership session to really kind of like talk about it and where we can take the application into that company. So I'm very, very excited about that. We just ran some contests, some activities with some other companies, and the users really love it. I mean, I'm getting unsolicited feedback from people, and the adoption rate has really been amazing. I mean, when we introduce this, we typically will get anywhere between 75 to 80% adoption rate, and we continue
to employees to participate.
Yeah.
80% of them will sign up, download it on their personal devices, and then start engaging right away.
Start using it. Exactly. So it's very, very exciting. So we're feeling very, very good about that. Feeling very good about where we're at, and really excited to be speaking to your people. Hopefully, we're going to get more leads and opportunity to basically talk to more people and get RevUp going. We're very, very proud to be Canadian. Everything's been developed in Canada, and the application is good for Canada and the US, and we're looking to expand into Europe, but that's a little bit down the road.
Okay. And you see the sales strategy being direct to HR people, or are you looking to work with other resellers or partners?
Yeah, both for sure. HR people direct, we can do that direct. And we're going to be running a marketing campaign in Canada and the US starting in February. But we'll also likely, we're talking to some major consulting firms as well, and they're interested in the product to essentially augment their existing initiatives that they have with many, many companies. And what we have really fits in well. It's very, very complementary with whatever the company is doing on the engagement front. RevUp will simply enhance all of that. So that's what's really amazing about it.
So a lot of the problems when we talk about employee engagement, people talk about pulse surveys, short, like kudos, but they're not things that are like truly engaging, right? I don't get anything else out of answering a survey, right? I don't get, I don't get anything added back to my career or value to me as an employee just by participating in these things, right? So how do you do that? How do you help give back to the people who participate in the app?
Well, that's a wonderful observation. Our application is what I would call, an active employee building application. We're really building engagement 24/7, whereas majority of all the other, and I think our competitors are wonderful organizations, the companies you mentioned, but they all seem to start, their base position is always a survey. And then they have, amazing analytics that go behind the surveys. But, you do the survey, then you do the analytics, then you get the recommendations, then you have to review with the management teams, and finally it gets approved. And finally, the feedback goes back to the workers. Well, there's always a time lag, right? And this is what really, where many companies and survey-based approaches take a credibility hit, because employees just feel that either nothing ever happens, or there's a time lag, and the causality connection is always, there's always a lag. Whereas with what we have, people can engage immediately. They can keep things going, have fun, and really, make a difference, right? So I'd love to show you. We can kind of like jump right in and show you how we can even, like the subject matter of your live stream was, can a simple application, bring happiness? And we believe we absolutely can. So this is what I want to show you.
Okay, let's see what you got, John.
Okay, so I'm just going to switch over to my share screen. Just give me 1 sec. And I'm going to do my broadcast. There we go. So here's a little applet. I'm going to show you the little applet here. So this is our Rev Up that gets downloaded from the App Store and the Google Android store. So right away, we come into the home screen, and you see some beautiful visuals. Our UX has been very, very professionally designed. We spent a lot of time, talked to a lot of Gen Xers and millennials, to make sure that the colors, the layouts, everything was bold and clear and very, very visual. Everything is very visual. And this is why we made it so intuitive, because we don't want to have people spend a lot of time training on how to use this. One, come on, and away they go, right? So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to show you guys, and by the way, these are all our employee experience coaches. This is Deandra, we have Natalia, this is Tricia, and we also have the capability to do surveys. We can do surveys. This, by the way, is our director, Haley Ingleton. And we can do surveys. We can also do polls and contests through our application. But what I'll do is, let me just start you off with a video. And everything you see here, the layout, is really based on very short, continuous videos that our employee experience coaches create. So what we want to do is we want to basically keep our clients' environments always fresh, always energized with content that inspires workers, educates them, and really makes them makes them do something positive, right? So let's take a look at what Deandra has here, and you get a feel for the application.
Hi everyone, as you know, this month we're focusing on mental and emotional wellness. Now, what exactly does emotional well-being mean? You may think emotional well-being is just pleasant feelings. While those are signs of positive well-being, our emotional health is the indicator of how we deal with our unpleasant feelings. Emotional wellness is our ability to cope with stressors, effectively communicate, and social skills needed to make connections with others. Research has repeatedly shown that improving well-being in the workplace has exponential benefits on the company. Happy workers create better work. There are so many ways to cultivate this in the workplace. One way to do this is to schedule yourself some joy time. Take 10 minutes out of your day that is purely just for joy. You can do a little dance at your desk, call a friend for a quick chat, or give one of your coworkers a compliment. Making someone else smile is such a great way to fill up on joy. For me, it always brings a smile to my face to take a break and spend some quality time with people I love. You'd be surprised how just a few minutes of joy can calm you, center you, and motivate you to complete all the tasks you have for the day. Of course, now it's your turn. What will you be doing for your joy time? Share a video or photo with us so we can be joyful with you. We're looking forward to seeing all of your posts.
So you notice how
As
Deandra essentially left everyone with a little bit of a challenge, a little bit of a call to action to do something, right? And so what I want to show you now is the reaction that can happen from something like that. So right now, I'm on the application as Fred Larson. I've just gone to the profile section here. I'll come back to this, but this is our demo version. So this is all still live. It's on our production platform, but this is our demo version. So right now I'm on as Fred Larson, right? So Fred, when Fred joins Rev Up, he essentially becomes part of. He can select from a number of communities, but he selects 3 communities. So in this case, Fred selected getting involved, enhancing our culture, and sparking innovation. So what we want to do with Rev Up is we want to give people 3 things. We want to have people feel like they belong. We also want to make people feel valued, and really, it's all about giving workers an employee voice. Everything in this application has been designed from a worker up perspective. Okay, so right off the bat, we find that Fred has joined this getting involved community, and you can see here that there's like another 39 members in the community. So Fred can now post items. He can do posts onto this community, and he knows that there are people there that have like-minded interests, and so he's going to feel safer doing posts and all of that. So right off the bat, there's a sense of belonging here. So what I also wanted to share with you is that in response to that video that you just seen, Fred can see here that there have been some posts related to that. So Lauren here, she basically said that when she's seen that video, she basically responded by saying, "It brings me joy to be my true self at work and to treat my coworkers as human beings more so than employees." And when she posted that, she got 3 rev ups. Rev ups are like likes. So she gets 3 rev ups from Mary, from Rosa, and from Fred. So as soon as somebody gets a rev up, it automatically makes them feel good. The fact that other people have valued what she said. But not only that, but Lori also got some comments here from Mary, who said, "Thank you for being my unofficial mentor at work. I've learned so much from my special work buddy." And Rosa said, "Well said. So refreshing to work with real human beings." So this, again, this is all in response to what Deandra posted, what our employee experience coach posted. Then we keep going here. We have Tim, and Tim said, "I will take a short walk because that's what brings me joy every day, to decompress and re-energize." So again, so then Tim posts something, and even Rosa posts something here. Again, very happy. You know, they say that smiling is contagious, so that's exactly what I'll be doing. So, and here again, she gets a number of rev ups from different people. She also gets comments saying that, you know, "I can't imagine a world with no smiling people. How sad would that be?" So she gets comments for different people. So my point here is that what we do is we have the ability to create these amazing short videos. They're all like under, 2 minutes, a minute and a half, a minute or so, but they're very, very powerful. And all the content is created by experts, whether they're experts in mental health, whether they're experts in well-being, experts in HR, experts in leadership or management insights. They're all people that have the ability to energize your workforce. And so when people see those videos, we get reactions. I mean, even Fred here. So like I said, I'm on here as Fred. So what I posted here is I said, "I am doing what Ted Lasso likes to do and sharing my homemade cookies from my teammates to bring them joy at work." So again, this is the kind of reaction that can happen in your workforce from people looking at videos from EX coaches. But not only that, what's really amazing is that people can also create their own content. We make it very easy. So they push that button, they can add an image and they can post in a community, and the post is done right away.
So they can
That's
belong to 3 communities only at one time? Is there any science behind only 3?
Yeah, the science behind it is that, and people can switch communities anytime they want to. It's very easy to switch communities, just, go into different communities. The reason why we want 3 is we want to have critical mass in each community. Because if we have, let's say, in a company of 100 people, and we have 10 communities, you're not going to have a lot of interchange. So
Look like those communities were aligned to a company value. So do you map them? Like when you onboard a new client, do you map those communities to what's important to them?
we do. All our communities are back towards values, and the communities have all been essentially set up so that we focus on 3 things. We focus on renewal, which is all about physical well-being. We focus on value, which is really about emotional well-being. We also focus on focus itself, which is mental well-being, and purpose for spirituality, and get people going. So we do have a science behind it, and we're so far, I can tell you, in the organizations that we've got Rev Up going, it's just been amazing, and people love it. So, and so do management people. So it's really amazing.
What's the adoption like after somebody downloads the app, starts participating? How do you keep them engaged? Does the app send them alerts about a new
Yes,
post?
yeah, great question. Yeah, we do have notifications. So notifications go out to people, especially when there's been a new employee experience coach posting. So the thing is, Debbie, like a lot of work-based applications, they kind of like go dormant after a while because they just do. And many work-based applications, people have to go on them for whatever reason. The reason why ours is unique is because our application brings joy to people. It makes people happy. And you know what? People want to use our application. But beyond that, what's really amazing is that we have the ability to program into the application so that, and that's quite unique. there's no application quite like this. So essentially, we can always inspire, and we can always basically reach out to people to basically keep them informed and keep them connected with special things. So that's amazing. So
It's almost
when
like
people,
sending positive vibes or messages to them on a frequent basis, right? To make them feel
yes,
valued and appreciated.
absolutely, we can do that on an ongoing basis, and that's what keeps them going. People want to feel happy. People want to be connected in a positive way with their coworkers, right? And our application is very, very, what I would call flat, in the sense that it's not siloed based, it's not hierarchical. So people can reach out, they can discover new people and within their company, and make new social connections at work, which is truly amazing. And then what's really amazing is that their content can also become featured in the homepage. When their postings get certain amount of rev ups, then they get featured into the homepage, and then they can also start to trend, right? So people's posting can actually trend, and then everybody can see it. The CEO and everybody in the company can see what amazing work people do, right? So, but besides all that,
This is a kind of a consolidated feed, the one
yes,
consolidated feed of the 3 communities I belong to.
yes, but it's consolidated, but it's also the best of the best, right? So that only really worthwhile things get showcased into the entire company. And a lot of activity will happen in the communities. But again, in the community, when something is really trending positively, the algorithms within our application will basically move it into the homepage and then onto the trending page.
Okay.
Beyond that, the
It's
application,
very Facebooky, right? Like simple to use, easy to like, share, vote.
it is, but we keep it, about 80% business to social. So this is a business application. It's very private in the sense that it is not shared outside the company. Everything stays internal.
That's good to
And
know.
yeah, and beyond that, we also have we have in-app communications that happen. This is my inbox as Fred Larson. Again, I've showed you the notifications, and we also have the ability, I'll talk about this as the last, but a lot like Apple Fitness, that gives you badges and medals for various achievements. Our application is also achievement oriented, so we also provide badges here. And the other component here
As a
is that
company, you configure those badges to help create behavioral changes.
absolutely, yeah, because the badges are all kind of like based on the values of the application, which support in turn the values of the company.
Okay, good.
But what's really also neat here is that we have some amazing analytics, which we call RevUp Insights, and both on the personal side, but also on the organizational side, where you can see all the aggregate stats that are going on in your company. How many, what are your people up to in terms of total number of hours involved, the number of posts, RevUps received, RevUps given, what's trending, comments received, all of that is available there, right? Which is amazing. And then the individuals, can also use some of what they create towards their performance appraisal, right? Because this will keep track of all their postings, everything they've done, right? Which is really amazing. Yeah.
Are you doing anything with social graphs, like to see who's related to each other, who's connected, supporting each other?
We have some of that in our analytics. What we don't have right now is, and we're starting to kind of like build some of that, is through our AI, kind of like, which is a future state of our application.
Okay. Hey, John, we have a question here, probably from our live audience on LinkedIn or Facebook. Is there any plans or thoughts on how many badges should be offered, or what is too many badges?
Yeah, we actually spent a lot of time on badges, and again, we use badges in a, in a wise sort of way. We haven't really gone over the top with them, and the badges are all to essentially reward activity and reward, the value that the user is providing back into the company. The other thing that I also wanted to mention is that beyond the badges, the badging, we also keep track of the employee engagement score. But it's not employee engagement within the company, it's employee engagement with the application. So it's quite unique, it's proprietary, and we keep track of that in terms of, how we know when activity is coming down, where activity is coming up, and what we can do to basically boost the activity within the application.
So is this where you see the 0.13?
Yeah, the 0.13. Yeah, it's very similar to how the Instagram, the TikTok, how all those companies track engagement. So we track it in a very similar way.
Okay, and Mastro, is that a level that they get based on certain achievements?
Yeah, like I'm of the mind, and I know I'm conscious of the time, but I'm of the mind that, we should have progression in all elements of work. And sometimes progression is not always level based, but it can be based in terms of the respect. And so when people start using the application, they start talented, then they go with experience, expert, gifted, and maestro. So we have these rankings to make people feel good about what they're doing and show them they're really having an impact, a positive impact on the organization. And that's how we reward them to the various personas that they create, the badges, and of course medals. So just like Apple Fitness, when somebody earns a badge, the badge becomes solid, along with medals for activity.
Great.
So yeah, that's the application.
Do we have any questions from the audience? No, just the one that came in so far? Okay. Okay. I love the simplicity of the interface, John. I like the engagement level and how easy it is for employees to use. I also like the simplicity of just belonging to 3 to prioritization, because sometimes we find ourselves in so many directions, we don't know which one to focus on or which one's more important to us. So it really makes you think about that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we're so excited about the application, and what's more exciting is that just the calls that we're getting and the excitement that we hear from whenever we basically showcase the application, whenever we demo it, we get similar reactions. How easy it is to use.
It definitely needs a demo, because all these words are just like mumble jumble to all HR people. Everybody's talking the same thing, but when they see it, it's like, oh, this makes sense. This is simple.
Yeah, and like I really encourage people to give me a call. I'd love to kind of like talk more about it. I was recently at the HR Technology Show. I guess it was already September, but I can tell you that we are Canadian. We are unique in the market, even though we're in a crowded space. I can assure everyone that this offering is quite unique, and it does have the potential to be a real differentiator for your people and for the company itself. So imagine you being an HR person, having the ability to really energize. You can impact now your people, your company, with RevUp. Very easy to do, and you can still kind of like keep focused on all the other things that are happening at work.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, John, thank you for your time today, and the great demo. You've done a very, very good job at this. I'm sure you'll have much success. Are you happening to go to the HR show that's happening in Canada in February? That would be the next big show that's around.
I'll be there, but I think you know what it's like when you're doing a startup, Debbie. It's like everything is kind of like a blur. So going to be speaking with our marketing organization, and we'll be looking to really be there if we can. But at this stage, we'll only be there probably circulating.
People, yeah, if they're there, how do they reach you, John? How do they get in touch with you?
Probably the best way is either through LinkedIn, John Cardella. I'm on LinkedIn, or just my email, which is I always respond to my emails, which is John@revup.ca. right?
Perfect.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you so much. This is my first live stream, so I'm very excited about it, and I hope people found it interesting. And I'd love to talk some more about Rev Up. So enjoy.
Sounds great. Thank you, John. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.